Alrighty, y'all. Hello and welcome back to what should be a thunderous episode of, well, diving into what's become one of my favorite car companies ever. I always liked them, but now that I'm really diving into them, especially, different various models and motorsports history, I'm pretty hooked. As you can see, certain videos I've done. Of course, we're talking about the German automotive powerhouse, Audi. You can see the flag behind me. I put that up during the video, by the way. And yes, I purchased that this year because I've become such a fanboy of them. They're pretty cool, and I really am diving into them, especially now with this video through email. I've been told, I believe it's Nicholas or Nico, I was told, to look at an older Audi model. Now, when it comes to motorsports, we've dived into older Audis. Of course, another one behind me, right there, talking about Group B Rally, of course, Audi Quattro S1s, things like that. Of course, some of their old, like when they came over here in the U.S. for the Trans Am Racing Series and all that, some Audi race cars of that era were just next level. But for some reason, when I think of production cars, again, I absolutely love them. I think they're awesome. I always think of modern Audis, right? We're talking 2010, 2015 Audis, brand new ones, 2023, 2024. I don't really know anything about older Audis, like going back basically from 1999 or below. It's really weird. For some reason, that brand in my head, I only think of modern cars. I don't think of older Audis because I don't really know anything about them. And quite frankly, at least near me, I see tons of new Audis. I don't see old Audis on the road. I'm assuming they're a little more rare here in the U.S., at least around me. So we're going to learn about one of the older, I guess, really awesome vehicles from what I'm told. And this is just simply called the Audi V8 back then. You guys can, educate me further, but we're going to be taking a look at some clips. A lot of these are older clips. I love old YouTube clips. So yeah, let's jump straight in. These will all be linked down below. Let's take a look at this car and then learn a little bit about it briefly at the end. This is a model I am just not familiar with, but I can gather that it is a V8 and maybe one of the earlier V8 cars. I'm not sure. Mostly from like late 80s, early 90s cars. Maybe a couple mid-90s sprinkled in, but I believe these are all like the same general car, right? Maybe a predecessor or successor, generations here and there. But yeah, let's take a look. This is like one of the newer clips. Turn it all the way up. Oh, man. Oh, I think we're going to have fun. I think we're going to have fun in this video. You're telling an American who loves V8s, I love big trucks, I love muscle cars. Big surprise, right? What do those have in common? Usually V8s. Well, it looks like the Germans know how to make muscle cars. Also. Oh, I'm all about that. Is that a manual? Is this thing a freaking manual transmission? No way, bro. That's a great start. This is a great start. You can still hear it. Holy crap. And of course it's Quattro, so it launches like a Banshee. Oh, and it's an Audi. It's going to be really cool inside, dude. Look at all the gauges, man. Wow, look at all the buttons in this thing. What? Yo, this thing hauls. All right, so here's a look at the car. This is like one of the older ones. This is a 92 Audi V8. So this looks maybe just slightly older than the one we just watched, but similar car. I have to say, I actually like this one better. Dude, what is it with, let me just say, German cars, man, from like the late 80s, early 90s look like they're just peak. Like, there's some other cars. I have a list of, like, seems like a million videos. I have a list of cars to learn about, and a lot of them are around this era, and a lot of them are German cars. This being the first one I'm getting to, right? After a while. And this era, man, from just screenshots, like just pictures, these cars are gorgeous. I resonate with these so much. Like this design, right? A beautiful, perfectly proportioned, you have a long nose, 4 doors, a decent chunk at the back. It's not too long, but it's not short and weird looking. It's not frumpy looking. It's like muscular, but smooth and refined, right? Not to mention, we're talking 92 for this one. This looks so good for a 92. And I guess from my American perspective, I mean that this doesn't look like a 92. It actually looks like, it doesn't look brand new because we're in 2024, but it looks like maybe like a 2002 or a 2004 car, not a 92. Because American cars that looked like this didn't look like this till 2004. If I pull up, I'll show it on the screen. I'll show a couple like 92 American cars. Now, I like American cars, but in 92, they were not like this. They were not. They were so far behind. Look at the design of this thing, man. It's crazy. We got wipers on the headlights. I'm sure this thing has crazy options on it. Not to mention, it's just so good looking. I don't know how to describe it. It just looks good. As much as I love the modern stuff that is really eye-catching, this is what I want. I would love something like this. Look at this beautiful machine, dude. The proportions are like perfect on this thing. I love the back end, man. These lights that go all the way across. This is looks like Poland. I love the way the Euro plate looks on there. Big trunk, and it's just handsome. And that's also a German car thing. You guys always have like the exhaust usually on one side, and it's 2 pipes right next to each other. You don't see that on American cars. It's usually single exhaust or maybe dual exhaust, with 1 pipe at each end, like on my Crown Victoria. That's very German, in my opinion, at least compared to American cars. Just those little details, It's just so handsome, and they always have like a wide track. Cars like this, they don't look boring. They look sharp, and they also have sporty elements, right? It's got big tires. They're right flush, right? They almost poke out to an extent. They're not skinny where like the car's big and then the tires are skinny. It doesn't look right. Like all the proportions are there. Awesome gauge cluster. You got every gauge you could want. Cool. Analog clock. Look at that. Whoa. Cool. It's just cool to see buttons just because so many cars have gone to screens and there's just no buttons anymore, and it's weird. I feel like buttons make more sense. Call me crazy. Got the 4 rings. Oh, that sounds good. This one sounds clean. Like it doesn't have a loud exhaust, but it sounds clean, right? It just sounds mean. And much more refined. Wow, that's nice inside, dude. Nice leather. For 92, man, you were balling in this thing. Right? This thing, I bet, had such good status. And it does now. If you have something this, great a shape from something that long ago, you're doing well. Because, I mean, what a pleasure to have something like that. Big trunk, too. God, that car is clean, dude. So big inside. Wow, man. I'm an instant fan. Nico, thank you for the suggestion, man. What's crazy is that I didn't know about these. Remember, I'm becoming a big Audi fan. I'd still say I'm casual. It's not like I'm not sitting here saying clearly. I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, I know everything about Audi, blah, blah, blah. I pretty much only looked at the modern stuff on this channel. If it was from this era, it was only motorsports, right? When it comes to like rally and stuff or track racing. I never have looked at production cars from this era. And then, you know, I've looked at motorsports like old, like we've seen some Audis from the 30s and stuff that were crazy, right? They've always seemed like an awesome company. You know, when it comes to like iconic cars, you can find them in a lot of eras. But yeah, I've overlooked this for too long, this era of road car, and I'm seeing that was a mistake. These are awesome, dude. These were solid luxury cars even in 92, even in 89, whatever it was. It's not like they became what, you know, it's not like the newer ones are so nice and eye-catching and luxurious only now. No, they clearly were always like that. Because this must have been a head turner, especially here in the States in 92. If you had one of these, people were like, wow. Now, this one does, it looks like it maybe has a little peeling or something. But, I mean, hey, I'd take it. It's not in perfect shape, but it's in good shape. Very handsome under the hood, too. This is I've never seen this on an American car. Maybe on high performance cars, but normal cars, no. I did technically own a German car a while ago. When I was younger, I had a Chrysler Crossfire, which is literally a German car. It's an American rebadge. Of course, Chrysler was owned by, you know, Mercedes Daimler Benz in 2005 or whatever year that car was. I think it was in 05. And it had the same like dual RAM intakes like this because, of course, under the hood, it's literally said Mercedes. The radio, parts of the interior said Mercedes-Benz, even though it was a Chrysler. Yeah, it wasn't a Chrysler. It was a Mercedes. I believe it was an SLK. And it had the 3.2 Mercedes V6. Awesome engine. I only had the car for a year, so it didn't give me any issues. But it was a manual transmission, which was cool. And that Mercedes 3.2 had a lot of torque. And it sounded great, right? It sounded like no other V6 I've owned, because, of course, the other ones would have been either Japanese or American. Very fun car. But this engine bay kind of reminds me of that. It's very, like... I remember the engine bay was very clean like this, and the engine is just... It looks good, right? I mean, it kind of looks the same, even though it's different. You know, this V8 just looks handsome. It's put together. It's polished. It's got those dual intakes like that. You know, you don't see this design. I don't know. It's weird. Like, under the hood, it still looks so much different than American cars. It's so handsome. My goodness, man. The quality is crazy. I know people always go to, like, extremes. Either they've had really reliable Audis or Mercedes or whatever, or they were total nightmares with like weird breakdowns and hard to get parts. I don't know. I'm sure people will always be on either side of the fence, but I feel like in theory, this is a V8 sedan. I'm sure this was well built. I feel like this would be, if you took care of it, this would be pretty reliable. But you'll have to tell me if I'm wrong. It's a great looking car. I mean, look at that shot. This is handsome. Let's hear another one. This is a really old video. Oh, these sound so good, dude. Whoa. Oh, damn. Okay. That's louder than I thought. Dude, you know what's so fun? I went through this with Australia a long time ago, too. Seeing, like, muscle cars and V8, like that awesome muscle car DNA from a different country is so cool, right? I think we can all agree a lot of European cars are way different than American cars, and that's fine. That's what makes the world go round, right? All the differences and all the unique things from different cars, companies and car cultures. I love it, right? But it's also fun to see, like, hey, we're not the only ones that like muscle cars. There are German cars that are kind of secret muscle cars. This is like a secret muscle car. It's a handsome, elegant, well-built, well-handling sedan. It looks awesome. This couldn't look any more different than a Camaro. But you know what? It's got that sound. That sounds amazing. Damn, the Germans know how to be... They don't know how to build V8s. It's insane. All right, let's hear this one. It's a newer video. Holy crap, man. This one's a little raspy. Here's one from the inside. This looks to be the only clip I've seen that looks like the US. These look like US roads and signs. So these do exist here, which means I'll have to look them up used at the end of the video. I hope I am able to find one. I have a feeling I might not be able to even find one. Damn, these do sound good, man. Oh my goodness. How have I not known about this car? I've never seen one of these, I don't think, ever in person. Because this is a 1990 Audi V8 Quattro, according to the title. This is definitely the US. You can see the little the little wood houses with the siding. I have a feeling this would look a lot different if it was in Germany, a little village like this. Damn, the V8's so loud, the camera, you get that drone sound. The camera's not even picking it up right. That's how bassy and V8 it sounds, right? God, they're so handsome in black, too. What plate is that? It has no, it's just white. I'm not sure. Oh, this one looks damn good, dude. Wow. It's one of the best looking older sedans I think I've ever seen. I don't know why I love them so much. I just do. God, that sound, man. Did I have this on the wrong view? I did. My apologies. That again. There, so you get the full view. I love how there's like some mystical Disney music in the background. Wow. Yo, they sound so mean. Damn. What a sound that'd be in the morning, huh? Here's a white one. Oh. Cool starter sound, too. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I love the stance of these things. They just look so good. Dude. When he flips the throttle on that, it sounds too freaking good. Especially in a parking garage. It's gonna echo everywhere. Wow. Is it gonna rev it against the wall? It's gonna be so loud. Oh. Damn. Whoa. He didn't even need to like stab the throttle. The thing was just purring loud as hell. I think he didn't even cross probably like 1200 RPM, and it was just that loud. That thing is so sick. All right, but that's not all. Let's check out what this thing was like in motorsport trim. Yes, they use these in motorsports, the DTM series. This is a 1990 Audi V8 DTM edition at Hockenheimring, which I believe is definitely in Germany. If I ever got to see, every track in the world, bucket list, right? If I won the lottery and had millions of dollars, I would go see a bunch of cool tracks. Who wouldn't as a car guy, right? This would be on my list. I've played this in, video games or racing games. Cool freaking track from what I know. Holy crap. What? Dude. That is literally thunder. Oh my God, that is NASCAR level V8. It's like it's ripping through reality. High revving and nasty, dude. What? It's a German freaking NASCAR. Look at that thing, how good it looks, too. And it looks planted, right? It's such a balanced car. For what this is, like, there's no doubt that it's kind of big. It's not too big, but it's a big car. I bet it's kind of heavy, right? But, you know, by the way, guys, I totally love, I talk about it all the time. I totally love big American cars. Like, I have a Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. I freaking love it. But let's get real. This thing is going to outhandle like no other. Like, this Audi here is going to demolish my Crown Victoria on a track, right? That Crown Vic is fun to drive, blah, 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 yada, yada. Love the sound, the whole 9 yards. But they're different, right? What's unique about these big German sedans, this thing has a V8. It sounds like a freaking NASCAR. I know it's a race car trim. You can make any car a race car, make it better. Okay. But let's talk about like the platform and you know, the actual car you're working with. The layout, the blueprint for this car is still better. There's no doubt in my mind that this thing, as big as it is, as maybe somewhat heavy it is, this thing is planted. You can see that, and it turns. Like, that thing turns really good. That's what's so cool about it. This is a car that you could, and you know, we're talking about the race car, but let's go back to the street car. It's a car that probably handles pretty decent, especially compared to what I'd be used to in like a Crown Vic or an old Buick or something. It'd still be a comfortable car, be a great daily driver. It'd fly across the highway with ease. It would fly on the Autobahn with ease. That's what's cool about this, you know, cars like this. This thing's awesome. I don't know how this has flown below my radar for the longest time, but this is turning out to be hella fun. I love car videos like this. I know they've been few and far between lately. It's going to change. This is awesome. Let's look at a little bit of info and see if I can find one for sale, because you know how I am. I get into these. I'm like wishing I freaking had one. I don't think I'll find any luck, but we'll see. And then we'll end the video. This is fun. You got to let me know in the comments if you've had the pleasure of seeing these in the DTM. If you had the pleasure of seeing these, you know, maybe a friend owned one, your dad owned one, maybe you own one of these Audi V8s from this early era like this. Got to let me know what they're like, because I'm thinking these things are hella awesome. All right, going to the good old wiki. Audi V8, four-door, full-size luxury sedan, designed, manufactured by Audi in Germany from 88 to 93. Okay, so this is definitely the era I'm most interested in. I know they probably made a similar car after in the mid to late 90s, but this body style looks just peak for me. It looks incredible. Assembled in Germany, the company's flagship. So this was their flagship model, as it should be. The thing is awesome. First car from Audi to use a V8 engine. Okay, so that's what I was wondering at the beginning. I said, I think this is probably an early V8. It was. It was the first one. It was also the first Audi to combine a Quattro system with an automatic transmission. Although I feel like some of these were manuals, according to those clips we saw. You'll have to let me know. Early cars used 3.6-liter V8s. Interesting. While later cars had a 4.2-liter. The Audi V8 was replaced by the Audi A8 in 94. Although the A8 was not marketed in North America until 96. Okay. So I'm familiar with the A8. This is like the granddad of the A8 then. The competition model of the Audi V8 won back-to-back DTM drivers titles in 90 and 91. What a beast, man. They were the first company to win back-to-back titles. So yeah, love these things. They did come in manual. And then, of course, you could also get them with a ZF automatic. Either one would be cool, honestly, in a car like this. It was a 32-valve dual overhead cam V8, and it had a 4-speed ZF, yeah, like we said, a Quattro permanent 4-wheel drive, a 5-speed, later 6-speed manual transmission was also available. All right, first search for sale. Let's see. Go to Auto Trader Classics. Is there any? There is. 900 miles away. Where is this? This is the only one. We'll check another site as well. This is in Vermont, okay? So northeast U.S. towards Canada. It's a white one. I don't prefer them in white, to be honest. It still looks good. I definitely prefer them in a darker color. I feel like the darker color just suits this car much, much better. But either way, this thing is $6,700. That actually seems cheap. That seems like, okay, I can work with that. It has 160,000 miles. I don't know how many kilometers that would be, but that's a lot. That's a lot of miles. It is a manual, too. No way. Did they mark that wrong, or is it actually a manual? It is. It is actually a manual. We have 3 pedals. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Damn, that thing is nice inside. I mean, that is a handsome car. It looks like mismatched colors. I mean, it's not like a great shape car, but if it's drivable, it's a fun car. But, you know, if the car's in good working order, I'd say this is a decent deal. I honestly expected the price to be twice what this is, or maybe even more, right? Here's one that went on Bring a Trailer a couple years ago. This is in the U.S., remember. I want to preface that. These might be available much more if you're watching in Germany or the Netherlands or something. Maybe these are more common, and maybe they're cheaper. That's what I find with a lot of cars. Especially Volvos, for example. We looked at Volvos. I want an old Volvo. They're really rare here, and when they do see them, people charge a lot for them because they have a cult following in the U.S. They're really cool. You know, like when you look at Sweden, or you look in Finland, or you look in even like Germany, wherever, like Volvos are kind of plentiful and they're affordable. So I think that's how a lot of cars work that I look at. I'm assuming this car might be the same way. Although I feel like these aren't super common even in Europe anymore. I mean, these are old. And, you know, it's not like a car that made 1 million of these. Like, no. Anywho, this one is a 90 Audi V8 Quattro here in the U.S. This one, I'm not exactly sure where. Oh, Rhode Island, so East Coast again. Far away from me. Wow. This one's much better looking, right? Better spec as well. The wheels are a little odd, but I kind of like them. But I love the dark colored, you know, it looks like it's in great shape. And to be honest, the fact that this went for, I mean, yeah, it's actually in phenomenal shape on the inside, it looks like. Under the hood is clean. Underneath looks all right. I can't really tell from pictures, but yeah, I mean, if this only went for $7,400, it's kind of promising, to be honest. I'll just keep my eye out for one of these. $7,400 is not bad for something that's so cool. A big, awesome V8 Cruiser. Damn, I'll have to keep my eyes out. How does that price compare? You'll have to let me know. If you find any for sale close to you, you know, wherever you're watching from, what country, is that a decent price, $7,400 US? Honestly, I thought it would be more. I thought this would be going for like 15 to 20,000. Maybe really spectacular low mileage ones. Maybe. But that's a pleasant surprise. That's more affordable than I thought. That's the Audi V8 Quattro. Seems like an awesome German flagship sedan that, well, I have never had the pleasure of learning about and never even ridden in one, never seen one. But what a cool freaking car. I love episodes like this. I hope you enjoyed. I appreciate you watching. Keep up these awesome suggestions like this. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.